I tried a bunch of the new makeup releases from the drugstore over the past couple of weeks, what I think is worth grabbing and what you might want to pass on. Maybelline has actually come out with 2 different primers, and they give you 2 very different results. The first one is their gripping primer. This has 2% niacinamide. Now, a gripping primer is always going to feel a little bit tacky and sticky on the skin, and it's really important to let it dry down before you apply your makeup on top of it, because if you apply your makeup while it's still kind of that really tacky, wet feel, it's just going to create a mess. I personally don't love gripping primers that much, so this wasn't my absolute favorite, but it absolutely does help your makeup to stay on longer. But personally, I prefer this primer, which is their Hydrating Blurring Primer. Formed especially well in my T-zone, where I have texture and pores. These are what the 2 primers look like. You can see that the gripping primer is definitely more shiny because it's that like gripping effect, whereas on this side it's got a much softer blurred effect. I think this is really going to come down to personal preference, what you want out of your primer. Maybelline has also come out with a new 30-hour Lumi Matte Foundation. I'm using the shade 112, and this is probably my favorite drugstore base product that has come out in probably since the Maybelline Skin Tint. This is an absolutely beautiful foundation. It has got a semi-matte finish, which I love. That means it's going to give you a decent amount of coverage, but without being too heavy and cakey on the skin. It wore beautifully throughout the day. It played well with other makeup. It didn't separate. It didn't come cakey on me. It's truly a beautiful foundation. You know, these are the multi-use sticks. I have to say, a little bit underwhelmed by these, just so you can see what I mean. The pigment is just not really there. Maybe if you're going for a very, very subtle wash of color, but on the skin, it shears out to practically nothing. On has re-released their lustrous lip shines. I love the new packaging. I think it's very sleek looking. And I also love the formula. I'm using it in the shade Girly Swirly, which is just a really pretty pink. It's very glossy. It's not going to be a super long-lasting lipstick because it is more of a glossy balm hybrid, but I think the colors are super pretty, very pigmented. I love the gloss and the hydration. I think these are going to be great, especially for summertime.